In this video, I'll be working through the question you can see on the screen from the Cambridge A-Level Maths Paper 1. Specifically, it's Paper 1-1 from the winter exams in 2023. If you're looking for a different question from this paper, there should be a link to a playlist with all the questions below this video. I'm doing this on a whiteboard. Hopefully it'll be like you're used to your teacher doing. And if you do find this or any of my other videos useful, I'd greatly appreciate it if you like, subscribe, or even share it with a friend that's doing the exam this year or next. In question 7, it's all about geometric progression, and basically they give you a bunch of clues. I've wrote the 3 of them on the board here, and they simply ask you to find the third term in the progression. This is all one part. It's a long question. It's 7 marks for the entire thing, and instead of, usually they hold your hand and say, find this, now find this, next find this, and finally find this. And you get your whole 7 marks. In this case, no, just find this, you make your own path through it, and they'll give you 7 marks for it. And don't worry, you are getting extra marks because you're doing all the work yourself. Okay, so what they told us the first 2 terms of this progression equals 15. That's first clue. They told us the sum to infinity is equal to 125 over 7, and they told us the common ratio is negative or less than 0. I'll put on board the formulas that we're going to use. I'll write them on the board as well. A term, a Tn, so first term, 8th term, anything like that, is equal to A or n minus 1. The sum to infinity is equal to, let me just double check, A over 1 minus or, and that's all we're going to need here. And we can start putting things in, like for example, the first term, T1, is actually A or 1 minus 1, so A or to the power of 0. The second term is A or to the power of 1, and that's all equal to 15. Or to write that another way, A plus A or equals 15, or to write it even one last way, 1 plus or equals 15. 1 minus would be nice because it'll cancel out, but well, it works out fine anyway. Okay, so that's the first clue gives us this equation. The second clue, this formula here, A over 1 minus or is equal to 125 over 7. Right, we already have enough information. In maths, you should always be looking out for what you know and how many times you know it, if that makes sense. We have an equation here. There's 2 things we don't know, A and or, and we have an equation. Here, we have 2 things we don't know, A and or, and we have an equation. 2 equations, 2 unknowns, we can solve this. It's a simultaneous equation. The best way I would reckon to do it would be get the same thing, A equals on both sides, but there's a few different ways to do this. A equals 15 over 1 plus or. Rearrange this one, we get A is equal 125 times 1 minus or over 7. Put these equal to each other. We get 15 over 1 plus or is equal 125 over 7 times 1 minus or. Let's rearrange everything. 1 plus or multiply up here, 7 over here, the 125 over here. We'll have 7 times 15 over 125 is equal to 1 minus or times 1 plus or. I'll finish it over here because I don't think there's much left. 5 goes into both of these, 3 times and 25 times. So we're left with 21 over 25. And if you multiply these together, you get the difference of squares. You get 1 times 1 is 1. Or times or, well, it's minus or squared. And the others cancel. 1 times or times 1 is minus or. So they cancel each other out. So we're just left with this. That means we can solve for or. Let's see, move or over, we get or squared is equal 1 minus 21 over 25. Or squared is equal to 4 over 25. And then or is equal to plus or minus 2 over 5. Except they told us one last clue. They told us or was less than 0. So if or is less than 0, this can't be a plus. So the answer is or is equal to minus 2 over 5. Now there's 7 marks for this whole question. I reckon you've probably got 6 of them, maybe 5 of them by getting here. So there is only one last thing to do. You know what, let me just squeeze it in over here. The last thing to do is to find the third term. And to do that, we probably need to find the first term, the second term. Really, to do that, we need to find A. So let's just pick any equation we have with A in it. Here's one here. And we just get A is equal to 15 over 1 minus 2 over 5. That's equal to 15 over 3 over 5. Which is equal to, let's see, 5 times 15 is 75 over 3, which is equal to 25. Okay, where can I squeeze this last bit in? Let's squeeze it in here. The first term is 25. The second term is 25 multiplied by minus 2 over 5. So 25 divided by 5 is 5, multiplied by 2 is 10. Multiplied by minus 10. Put it on a calculator. 25 times minus 2 over 5. Do the same thing again. Double check on a calculator if you're not that good at it. Divide by 5 gets to 2, multiplied by 2 gets to 4, multiplied by minus gets to plus 4. Third term. We could stay going here. You could go, let's see, 8 over 5, minus 8 over 5. Next guy would be plus over 25, 16 over 25, and stay going with that. They asked for the third term. There you go, full marks for giving them the third term. I guess there was a little bit to do there, so probably 5 marks to get here, another mark to get that, and a final mark to get that there. Okay, if you have any questions for that one, I think it was a relatively straightforward. The real question was, were you able to do all that without being helped through it? And you'll get there with practice. Practice these papers, you will get there. You'll start seeing the steps that should be taken. Okay, thanks for watching and have a good day.